Welcome to the Build a Nation Challenge. In this challenge, you take a nation ranked outside the top 10 in Europe and lead them to the top spot. I chose the Faroe Islands, currently ranked 40th. To get started, we'll use a custom database to activate the Faroe Islands. This database has 4 divisions and has performed well in tests. Most clubs here are the 2nd, 3rd, or even 4th teams of larger clubs.
Oh, okay.
But we aim to play as a first team. So I gathered all these teams and used a wheel of fortune to decide which one we'll play with. We ended up with FC Suduroy, which might be one of the toughest choices, as they start in the 2nd division.
Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
Not only do we need to build a nation, but we also have to climb to the Meisteradelen division first. Welcome to the club. We have no transfer budget and a wage budget of £2,082.
Uh-oh. Can't make the scene if you don't have the green. I better make a little stop.
This is going to be a challenging journey. We have a total of 72 players at the club, with our entire wage budget already used. Most of these players aren't good enough compared to our top talents, and are currently in our BNU21 teams until they're likely released. Speaking of our best players, Eyvind Johnson looks promising for this level. Jimmy Abdul is one of 4 non-EU players we can have. Daniel Godfred seems decent too. We also have John Ville Voldijk, a more technical midfielder, and Salman Durbeck, another solid midfielder. Even without a wage budget, we might find new players on amateur contracts. However, our reach is limited, as we can only see 91 players who might be interested in joining. I've narrowed it down to just 9 players, but we may need to rely on those in the BNU21 teams for this first season. Luckily, we have time to build a full squad before the season starts. Here in the Faroe Islands, we kick off on January 30th, with the season starting on March 31st. With several good midfielders, I decided to adopt a 4-3-3 tactic with inside forwards. This strategy is working well.
We need a plan of attack!
I have a plan. Attack.
We won all but one of our preseason friendlies. In terms of transfers, we have some movement. Unfortunately, our starting goalkeeper, Ronny Nolso Johannessen, got poached. On the bright side, we signed Olaf Hansen, a right back, who will be our starter once he recovers from an ankle injury. We also brought in William Ankerhake, a backup inside forward and striker, and Roy Hense, our new starting goalkeeper. Jonas Hector is retiring soon, but I tried to convince him to stay, which didn't work. We also signed Dion Split, our new starting inside forward, who has already scored 9 goals in friendlies. Theo Cruz is now our backup goalkeeper, as he's better than Ludwig. All these signings are free and on amateur contracts, so we have 0 wages there. I also moved several players up from the BNU21 teams, shaping our squad. It's not terrible, but we do lack quality and depth in some areas. The media predicts we'll finish first, and we face NSI 2 in our first match. I hope we can breeze through this league and secure an easy promotion. In the match, we take the lead with Hector's assist to August Dennison, and we're off. But things get tough when Reidar Johnson receives a red card. Even with 10 men, we still dominate, scoring a 2nd goal from Jorgensen to Split at the back post. Another assist from Jorgensen leads to a goal from Andorfel. Hector finds another assist for substitute Holm, making this a fantastic season opener, despite the red card. Hector put in a player of the match performance. After 5 games, including a cup match we lost in extra time to Scala, we sit at the top of the league with 13 points. Our striker, Andorfel, is on fire, scoring 7 goals in 5 league matches.
I'm going to light the biggest fire the North has ever seen!
The biggest surprise? Backup fullback Jorgensen has 6 assists in 5 appearances. Dion Split continues his great form from preseason, adding 3 goals and 3 assists in his 5 appearances. Our next match is against B36, 3rd team, a major title rival. We take the lead with a classic goal. Hector crosses it into Augustinusson. Late in the match, substitute Olaf Hansen finds space in the box and makes it 2-0. Easy win, with not a single highlight for them. Great to see Olaf back from injury and performing well. We won 3 more games, with Højbjerg scoring what might be the best goal of the season. Next up is Seven Vester, currently 4th in the league. It might be tricky away from home, but we're already 7 points ahead of second place. An early goal from Endorfel puts us ahead, and he wins us a penalty later, though Godfred misses. Split assists Augustinusson for a 2-0 lead, but Vester pulls one back from a corner due to poor defending by Godfred. Luckily, Augustinusson responds, making it 3-1. This match is action-packed. Woldijk scores a spectacular strike, and the second half sees Vester keep up with another set-piece goal. We secure the win. What a crazy match.
Crazy? No. Opposite.
With 10 league games played, we're looking good. Pátur Augustinusson is surprisingly our top player, with 7 goals and 2 assists. René Mikkelsen Jorgensen has performed better than expected as a backup. Owusu Anuel Andorfel has 10 goals in 10 matches. Nothing to complain about. 2 games later, with a win and a disappointing draw, we're 9 points ahead as we face NSS's second team. Holm starts instead of Augustinusson and scores the first goal. Hansen crosses for Endorfel, who nets it for 2-0. The first highlight for them is a goal from a free kick. No chance for Hensi to save that. Holm bags a brace. It's 3-1. We've had over half a season out of Hector, but he's gone now. The youth intake is here, but we need to focus on our finances as we are very much in the red. Each player would cost £25, so they need to be good enough for first-team football soon. After further inspection, I'm not comfortable signing any of them. We've won 4 consecutive games, which means we will be promoted to the first division next season. However, we also want silverware. If we win against FC Højvik's second team, and if second team draws, we'll secure it. Højbjerg crosses it into Holm, who has no issues putting it behind the bars. But shortly after, they get one back with a deflected shot. Their second goal becomes a problem, as it's very similar, and we're struggling with these low crosses. They get another chance this way, but thankfully, it's offside. We need to stop the crosses since we can't handle them. We'll also stop pressing their player Johansson, and instead show him onto his weaker foot. Then, it goes from bad to worse, as we give away a penalty. Thankfully, Hensi saves us from a disastrous first half. No time to waste. Højbjerg finds space to shoot, and after a deflection, Becht brings it back to even. It ends 2-2, not a bad result considering how close we were to losing control in the first half. However, it's slightly disappointing not to win the league today. This might not be a bad thing, as we can secure it at home in the next match against IF's second team. Anything but a loss guarantees the title. The match starts well, with a unique set-piece goal giving us the lead. Just 1 minute later, we score again. They get one back in the second half, but Hensi should have dealt with it better. We might end the season how we started, with another low cross, this time from substitute Svensson into Holm. We celebrate the title in style. A fantastic season remains with 3 games left, and we now aim to finish unbeaten. We won the first match 1-0, with an incredible goal from K. Erbo, easily the best goal of the season. I discovered our best intake player wants 0 wages, so we'll bring him in. Unfortunately, the others want £25, which is too much for me. We won the second game 3-2, still unbeaten going into the last match. We can remove unbeaten from the challenges list in FM for the first season after this win against Vinger's third team.
Done!
That brings us to 60 points, 18 points clear of NSI's second team, with a goal difference of 43. I think we can call this a successful starting season.
Give me a hell yeah!
In our journey to becoming one of the best nations in Europe.
We must overreact immediately!
Let's look at our best performing players before we discuss next season's plans. Patur Augustinusson had the highest average rating. Owusu Emmanuel Andorfel is our top scorer with 19 goals in 22 matches. Big applause for him. Renee Mikkelsen Jorgensen and Olaf Hansen shared the high total of 8 assists. Even though they aren't highly rated, they did well for us. Now, for next season, one of my main concerns is finances. We actually have £2 in the bank, which is more than I expected. However, for long-term success, we need to cut expenditures and spend smartly. While I'm okay with player wages, staff salaries need to be reduced, and Dorfel and Abdul are both on £350 wages. While they're good, we might be able to offload them. We also have 27 players on wages who are part of the B or U23 teams. It will be tough to get rid of them, but I'll certainly try.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
Another important factor for us is how Faroese teams perform in Europe. Their success will help us gain coefficient points, which is crucial for building our nation in the long run. Klaksvíkar Itro Tarfelak, our highest-seeded team, unfortunately lost in the first qualifier round to Karabakh. Not great, but understandable. Similarly, B36 lost to FC Haka in the first qualifying round for the Conference League. On a brighter note, both HB and Vikingur managed to win their matches and advance to the second qualifier. Sadly, that's where their journeys ended. Vikingur lost in a penalty shootout to Shkupi from North Macedonia, and HB fell to CFR Cluj. As a result, we dropped to 42nd on the list. While this isn't a huge concern, since our qualifying rounds remain unchanged, we can take pride in doing better than Iceland in coefficient points this season.
Yep, I want to just leave and not say goodbye to anyone. Just disappear, vanish.